Hi, how you doing? Name's Chris. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my 86 E350. A couple of you guys seen pictures of it already. It's floated around on the forum just a bit, but I'm going to give you a full 360 walk around on it now. So here you go. You got a custom-made bumper there. It's a stock bumper. Got a free Jeep bumper from a buddy and a light bar from a Dodge Ram. It's a that's a KC light bar, 4 light bar. I went ahead and added that to it and just welded everything up. Light bar is welded superficially to the frame, but the Jeep bumper itself is welded 360 degrees all the way around it, so it's real tight up to that bumper and mounted up good and solid. So a lot of people look at and ask about the lift on here. It's actually a 2.5 inch spacer kit from an F350, and if you see, I had to trim just a little bit, but then again, these tires are 34s, so they're actually metrics. 275/65 are 20s, and these are the Goodyear Wrangler duratracs. Fairly aggressive, but a good all-wheel drive, and you really don't notice the sound of them that much when you're running down the road. So otherwise, this is pretty much the 2.5 inch lift on an E350. As we come around, used to have running boards and stuff on it. I took them all off and just put a couple steps down underneath. The wife's 5 feet tall, so her getting up in here is a little difficult, so I wanted to make sure I set it up for her right. Up in the front of the cab, you've got pretty much your basic 2 360 swivel captain's chairs with the fold-down armrests. Out of a newer model, I did put in the visor rack, so I have some overhead storage there. Didn't really require a lot of fabrication. It pretty much bolted up right into the stock visor location. So if you guys want to look at something like that, it's real basic and easy to upgrade. And all it is just a storage area for up above. I picked it up at a junkyard, but you can pick them up online. About $125, $150 tops. Usually out of your 92 and up, E350s, E250s, E150s. As you can see, still going through and doing renovation work in here. Got overhead lights, no center. Catching up here on part 2. I was just talking, I got the high lift jack and my ladder mounted to the door there. I got the stock heavy duty door hinges, so I wasn't too stressed or worried about the weight of the high lift, but that's also why I mounted it over close to the hinges. You get up top, I've got my antenna for the CB mounted up off of the ladder there. It actually goes over the door and in through the door seal, so I'm not puncturing and putting any holes in the roof or in the dooring for any of the wiring and stuff like that. Coming around on the other door, hit that up real quick. All that is just a oversized stock spare tire on the stock swing gate. Some of you guys heard me mention a minute in part 1 about my water system. Give you a better look of it. Inside the cabinet here, there's a 15-gallon water tank. If I drop down, you can see just barely the corner of it right there. It's plumbed into the sink and to the spigot right there, and it's also plumbed in for your city water connection right there. So if you're out at a campsite or something like that, or you have water available, you can plumb straight into that and not have to worry about using your water pump and your battery power. Something else is my power system. There's my shore power connection. It's actually set up with a standard outlet for a 15 to 20 amp circuit, but that comes in to 2 Blue Sea systems circuit panels here. One's a 120, and the smaller 3 panel is a 12 volt DC for cabin outlets and water pump. And then you have a selector switch above it that'll be either for the inverter power for when I'm out and on the battery, or if I'm hooked up to shore power and plugged into a generator or a regular wall outlet or something like that. Little homemade sight glass here for my water tank. That way I don't really have to get inside and look at the tank itself to see what my water level is. As you can see right there at the top too, that's my tank fill. So just to give you an idea, real simple, enclosed. Yeah, it's inside, but right there at the top is my vent, so I can make sure that while I'm filling and stuff, I can see the water level as it comes up. All the stuff that I'm showing you here on these videos is all either off of eBay or Junkyard or real basic stuff that I picked up at Home Depot and stuff like that. So there's no real major high dollar items that were spent to put this whole van together. A lot of you guys spend a lot of money getting into your AC/DC refrigerators. I went and picked up at Sears just a simple Kenmore 120 volt refrigerator that I can run off of my power, or it'll actually act as just a regular cold box when I'm driving or whatever, storing the cool. But worst case scenario, if I need to, I can actually run it off of my inverter in here and throw a little power into it to cool it off, say I'm out in a really hot area or something like that. As you can see right now, I've got one battery in there. I'm still wiring up the DC system right now. There's going to be a second battery inside there. Those are both the Everstart Marine 24 DC 75 amp hour batteries, so I'll actually be running about 150 amp hours. Once I get a little more time, I'm going to build a rack, and over under the sofa on the driver's side up underneath the frame, I'm going to put another 4 batteries down along the frame on that side so I can really expand my DC power. Got a microwave there. You know, you never know when you're gonna want to, you know, pop in a bag of microwave popcorn or something like that, but just one of those extra amenities that really comes in handy and is nice when you're on a road trip or you get out to somewhere that you actually can either plug in a generator or have some power. So give you an idea about the flooring and what's made up here. Put down floor pad before I put the plywood down. Once I put the plywood down, then I put the flooring right over the top. This is going to get a cap rail right over the top of it, just a metal piece of angle iron, aluminum angle iron, to close it all in and get it all closed up looking nice. There's also going to be a surface panel hooked up right here where it'll be on 2 hinges, so you can flip it open, plug it right in. There's an inverter right down inside here. That's a 1800 watt inverter, so it should be enough to run either the microwave once by itself or power the refrigerator for a period of time. So just to show you real quick, the windows on the inside, I've got full pull down visors so I can really close off the light coming in, and I've also got a full visor that I made that wraps around on the front window. It's actually a couple pieces of PVC sewn into a fabric. The PVC is on the outside of the door, the fabric comes in the door, goes around to the other side of the door, PVC tube there, and then it stretches all the way across the windshield. I'll make a video of that later so you guys can check that out. Just to real quick show you, just a real simple accordion visor. You can buy these pretty much any conversion van online store, so just to give you an idea. Coming around, give you some more ideas. This is a off-the-shelf, you know,